Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Belle again. So today, we're going to talk about Trump's $1,000 baby fund. If you missed it, with everything else going on, Trump is proposing giving every child a leg up financially. Kind of. The basic idea is that every child born gets $1,000 to invest. It's really convoluted, and there's already some questions coming in. And somebody is already asking the right question. Miss Belle, I'm looking at the Trump accounts for children. I'm a little confused by it. First, it's something that seems nice from Trump, and that strikes me as odd. But then, the rules and dollar amounts don't make sense. So, Trump gives a baby $1,000 to get invested on their behalf. I saw that over 20 years, in the best case, that should be worth about $8,000. But inflation eats almost half, so it's $4,000. How is $4,000 supposed to help a kid go to college or buy a car when they turn 18? Especially since it would be a little bit less because it's not the full 20. Who does this actually help? Who does this actually help? There's your question, right there. But first question first. How is this supposed to help a kid get to college or buy a car when they turn 18? That's the fun part. It's not. And not in the way you're thinking right now, in the sense that it isn't much money. It's literally not supposed to help them with that because under the rules, as currently written, only half of the cash value can be pulled out between the ages of 18 and 25. There's a lot of variables in the math you did, and we could argue the return and inflation and so on. But for illustration, we can use your $4,000. Only $2,000 is actually available at 18. But wait, there's more. It looks like if the person uses the money for something other than approved expenses under the age of 30, they pay normal income tax plus 10%. And it looks like approved expenses are taxed as capital gains. So, there's another little chunk taken back. So this isn't really going to give anybody a huge leg up who isn't already financially secure. But for those who are, it does create a nifty little savings vehicle for their kids because those with means can add money to the account. And yes, if you're wondering, everybody gets this regardless of income, which isn't necessarily bad. But as is usually the case, it benefits those who are better off. But that brings us to your big question. Who does this actually help? According to reporting, the proposal provides the money for children born between January 1st, 2025 and December 31st, 2028. So basically his term. Trump's doing it. Who do you think it helps? Trump, of course. It does two things that help Trump. First, most people won't run the numbers at all, and they'll think this is far more money than it is. Second, the investments go into the market. So for the duration of Trump's term, he gets to pump a few $1 billion each year into the market. Again, a few billion here, a few billion there, and pretty soon you're talking about real money. Look, out of the recent Republican proposals, this isn't horrible. I'd actually call this a net good because it doesn't actually screw the working class for once. But people need to be realistic about what it is. The other thing is, with some tweaks, this could actually be good. I don't necessarily think those tweaks will happen, but there's a chance. Anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.